We are going to be having a look at the addition of units, tens, hundreds, and thousands, and their multiples. So as we can see, 7 plus 8 is equal to 15. Now that's basic, but now if we multiply 7 by 10 and 8 by 10, we need to try and figure out a quicker way of finding what our answer might be. And all we do is we just multiply our answer by 10 as well. So we're still working with our 7 and our 8. So we just plus 7 and 8, and we get an answer of 15. And because we multiplied our 7 by 10 and our 8 by 10, we also multiply our answer by 10. If we have a look at 7 times by 1,000 and plus that to 8 times 1,000, we will still get an answer of 15 multiplied by 1,000. So if we work this one out, we've got 7,000 plus 8,000 equals 15,000. So if we were to do this in a tower sum, it would be 7,000 plus 8,000. We add our units, we get 0, then we get 0 there, and 7 plus 8 is equal to 15. So as you can see, that's the answer that we got there as well. So whenever we are working with just units and we add them together to get an answer, we need to remember that when we multiply both of these numbers, both 7 and 8, by 10 or 100 or 1,000,000, we must do the same thing to our answer. If we have a look at another example, 13 plus 5, which gives us 18, and if we then multiply both 13 and 5 by 10, what we will see is that we will get an answer of 18, also multiplied by 10. So we've got 130 plus 50, which gives us an answer of 180, because we've got 13 plus 5, which is equal to 18, and because 13 and 5 have been multiplied by 10, we multiply 18 by 10 as well. If we have a look at 13 multiplied by 10,000, and we plus 5 multiplied by 10,000, we also get an answer of 18 multiplied by 10,000. Oops. 10,000. So we've got 13 times by 10,000 is 130,000, and we plus 5 by 10,000, which is 50,000, and we get an answer of 18 multiplied by 10,000, which is 180,000. 180,000. Right, so we've got our 13 plus our 5 is equal to 18, and then because we multiplied both 13 and 5 by 10,000, we also multiply our answer by 10,000. Right, if we look at 796 plus 24, we see that we will get an answer of 6 plus 4 is 10, carry our 1, 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 2 is 12, and then we've got 8. So we've got 820 there, and what we will find out is that if we multiply our 796 by 10 and our 24 by 10, which means we get a 0 at the end of each number. So this number will be 7,960, and we end up plussing 240, and what we see is we just end up multiplying our answer by 10 as well. So we get an answer of 8,200. Now, if we end up multiplying our 796 by, let's say, 1,000 to get 796,000, and our 24 by 1,000 as well, what you can expect is to get an answer of 820, also multiplied by 1,000. So let's have a look. We can put in a placeholder there, and we just add our zeros. 6 plus 4 is 10. Then we've got 12 and 8. So we've got 820, and then our 1, 2, 3 zeros, which means we've multiplied it by 1,000. Right, so we can use this example all the way until 1,000,000 or 100 million. So if we've got 796 multiplied by 1,000,000, and if we multiply our 24 by 1,000,000 as well, what we'll see is that we'll get the same answer, 820, but the 820 will also be multiplied by 1,000,000. So if we add our zeros, put in our placeholder there, add more zeros, and we've got 6 plus 4 is 10, then 12, and 8. So we've got our 820 there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros, which means we've multiplied our 820 by 1,000,000 as well. Right, if we have a look now with minusing, we've got 599 minus 37. We can put in a placeholder there, and we work this out. 9 minus 7 is 2, 9 minus 3 is 6, and 5 minus 0 is 5. So we get an answer of 562. Right, so now if we multiply 599 by 10 and 37 by 10, what we see is that we would just get an answer of 562 with a 0 at the end, because we've multiplied the 599 by 10 and the 37 by 10. That means we also multiply the 562 by 10. And it works exactly the same if we multiply by 100. We would end up just getting an extra 0 at the end because we've multiplied it by another 10, because 10 times 10 is 100. So if we multiply 599 by 100, we get 59,900. And if we multiply 37 by 100, we get 3,700. And our answer, 59,900 minus 3,700, will give us an answer of 56,200. And so it goes on. So if we end up multiplying by 1,000,000, which is 1, 2, 3 zeros and another 3, 6 zeros altogether. So if we multiply 37 by 1,000,000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros, and then we end up getting the same sort of answer. So we just basically minusing our 599, we're minusing our 37 rather from our 599 to get an answer of 562. And because we multiplied 599 by 1,000,000 and our 37 by a million, we then multiply our answer of 562 by a million as well. So basically, it's exactly the same as when we are plussing and when we are minusing. So here we were minusing. So if we look at another example, 1097 minus 228, that will give us an answer of, well, let's work it out here, 228. 7 minus 8 we can't do, so we borrow from our 9 to get 8 there. 17 minus 8 is 9. 8 minus 2 is 6. We borrow from our 1. And 10 minus 2 is 8. So we get an answer of 869 there. And in exactly the same way, what we do is if we times our 1097 by 10 and our 228 by 10, we will get an answer of 869, also multiplied by 10, and it goes on and on and on, with no matter how many zeros we end up adding at the end of each number, or rather, no matter what we times that number by, whether it's 10, 100, or 1,000, as long as whatever you do to both these numbers that you are adding together, you can just do that exact same thing to the answer that you end up getting. So if we multiply our 1097 by 1,000 and our 228 by 1,000, we can just get an answer of 869 multiplied by 1,000, which will be 869,000.